It's a hot show, and I don't know how it's gonna go. It's a hot show, and I can't guess what's gonna happen next. So come on and join in. Let's do the hot show. Howdy, and welcome to the Hot Show. I'm your host, Hot the Cat, or should I say, Hot the Tortoise. Today, it's all about tortoises, about taking your time, slow and steady. I'd like to thank anybody who ever sees this, whether you're watching on our live Twitch stream or whether you're watching on our YouTube archive. You can find us on social media at Hot the Cat. I don't have a good sense today of whether or not anyone else will be here at all. So I'm just taking my time. The world, I think, is not often accepting of the slow. Why take an hour or 4 if you could have 22 minutes? But I think it's very important to take it slow sometimes, to appreciate and savor the moments. I can hear a plane going by, a car driving. What can you hear when you take the time for it? Hmm. You'd think that maybe I would go into something, but there's something about taking the time to move slowly in this. So many episodes of this show so far have been very full, and I've felt a inner pressure to try to make every moment full of something, a gimmick or a conversation. There's something unique about letting there be silence, letting there be stillness, letting there be space. What do you think? Is this a strange experience? A strange viewing experience? I imagine it would be. I imagine somehow you have come to this. Some little steps have been made in your life that has led you to seeing this episode of The Hot Show. And maybe you've seen some of The Hot Show before. Maybe you haven't. But here we are. And I have to imagine that you're thinking, what the hell is this? There doesn't seem to be any point or plan. In a lot of ways, you're absolutely right. There's something interesting there, though. That this idea that I've come to like quite a bit. This idea that you don't know why you do something all the time, or why you would do something until you're there doing it. And so here I am, and here you are, where I, as far as I could tell, would be here alone. Normally, we have a guest, or perhaps a number of friends stopping by. But for various reasons, the people who normally come couldn't make it. And so I thought, let's take some time. Let's move real slow. Because why not? If no one else is here, there's no reason not to take it slow. I wonder what reason you'll find in having watched this. If you ever do. But if you do make it here, I really want to thank you and hope that you're finding something of value here. Something that you can take forward to the rest of your life. Even if it's not conscious, it never enters your conscious mind again. Though I do think that there's something important about slowing down. Because nothing ends up telling us to slow down until there's something wrong. But I don't know that there is anything wrong, except for the big things, which I guess is as good a reason as any to be here with you, taking some time. Slow down, I say. Slow down. Slow down. Slow down. One of the things that I like about tortoises is because they're moving so slow, they have to be very particular about where they are going. They have to be very deliberate. So there's, in a lot of ways, no wasted energy in a tortoise's movement. That's something I like. You know, when you're moving fast, you can kind of, be all over the place. I can be talking here and I can be talking really fast and, be saying a lot of things, doing all sorts of stuff. But like when I slow down, I have to be thinking about what I'm going to say next because it's going to take me a long time to get it out. So if there's anything I'm going to say, it must be worth saying, because otherwise, why did I start? It took so long to get from there to where I am. Do you think that a tortoise, when they get lost, has a sense of frustration that they've wasted their energy, wasted their time? Or do you think that as a tortoise, they always move at the same speed? So it doesn't matter whether or not they've taken the time to do anything. It's any time that they don't know where they're going, they still have to take all that time getting out of the situation. There's no way around it. Hmm. Hmm. Now, I see that we have a viewer, and I'm curious if this viewer is in the chat at all. I'd love to hear from you, but all the same, I understand. I've been appreciating silence myself these days. Hmm. 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 Well, what do we do now? I'm feeling a little lost myself, and it's taking me quite a while to get here. And it'll take me quite a while to get out. Hmm. Would you like to maybe hear a song or something? It's it's a little strange to sing a song sometimes. I wrote a song for this episode. I wrote a song, and it goes like this. Let's be tortoises, slow and steady, step by careful step towards our goal. Carrying our home. Who needs more than this? Let's be tortoises, ready, set, let's go. One of the lyrics that I wrote there was step by careful step towards our goals. I thought it was a rather awkward lyric in a lot of ways. But there's a sentiment there that I really like, that to get to our goals, we have to do it step by step, and we have to keep making those steps in order to get there. You know, slow and steady wins the race. And it got me to thinking, the what there I go, trying to get too fast on myself. Got me to thinking about what are the goals that I want to take steps towards. Ah, we have a guest, a friend, Garbanzo.
Oh,
Welcome, welcome. Hold on one second. I'm just going to put in some headphones. How are you, Garbanzo?
I'm pretty good. I just got out of classes and doing midterms and stuff.
Oh yeah, midterms. That's
How
right.
are you, Hot?
I'm good. I'm really trying to take my time tonight.
That's
Uh,
good. You can learn from the tortoise.
I think so.
Has there been anybody else on tonight?
No,
Oh, weird. What do you do when that happens? What have you been doing for the last half hour?
I've just kind of been talking to the future people watching this about the idea of the tortoise, uh, and playing little things. I just played the song for this
Oh,
episode.
I'm bummed I missed that.
I could play it again. There's really no
You don't
rush.
have to do right after. You just play it.
Yeah, I was gonna play
Give it
another
time
song.
in between,
I
like a tortoise would.
Yeah, that sounds good. I was just saying to these uh, current and potential future viewers that one of the lyrics of the song is about taking steps, careful steps towards your goals. And so I was thinking about what goals I want to work towards and take steps towards. And uh, incidentally, influenced by conversations with you, uh, I uh, I think one of the goals that I really would like to work towards is sharing my music more often and sharing it out more. So I was actually about to play another song. Uh,
I'm so glad I tuned in.
I'm so glad you're here as well. Um, I don't know how it's going to work with the headphones. It always kind of messes me up a little bit, but um, so I would like to play a slow song, but I'm also open to requests because I know you are familiar with some of my songs. If you know any slow ones that you'd like to hear,
Hmm.
if not, I have.
If you have new ones cooked up, I'd like to hear them. But if I can, I've always liked teeth biting teeth. It's probably
Oh,
my favorite.
I
That's an
haven't.
intense one. That's
I haven't
too
played
long.
that one in a long time.
Very.
It is a pretty slow one though.
I'm gonna go away for 10 seconds. I'll be right back. Just
Okay,
go ahead and start. I'm still
I'll,
here.
I'll think about it. Ooh, that might be too rough. I'm not sure if I'm quite in the space to do teeth biting teeth yet.
It's a lot. You got to put yourself in the
Yeah,
mood for one. I bet.
maybe we'll get to that one later.
Good song though. You should be proud of yourself for writing that one.
Let's think. Let me think of if. I mean Ooh, that is not in tune. You know, this is the thing about being slow is sometimes you're very slow. I was going to start by playing an old one. Can you hear me still? I think I should switch.
I can hear you.
Okay.
You're gonna start how?
I was thinking of starting with an older one, but I know that you have expressed that you like this song, and I was thinking of playing this one because it's a pretty slow one. Okay, let me get this.
Oh no, you're breaking up, Dan. Hot. You're
Away.
oh,
Oh
hot.
no!
You're frozen. But I
Oh
love that
no!
song. There's a tower tumbling
Okay,
down.
am I back? Am I back?
Yeah, you're back now.
Okay, we also have another person.
Ah,
Maybe.
In darkness. I'll get a light
In
in a second.
darkness. Oh, that's fun.
hello, Luda.
Hey guys, what's up?
What's happening?
What's
We're
that?
Dan was about to go into one of my favorite songs, or Hot was about to play one of my favorite songs of his.
Really? I want to hear it.
Yeah, I'll play it. We're moving slow today.
You okay?
Yeah, we're being tortoises.
I like the embodiment of a tortoise. Yes.
Yeah.
Did you hear that the oldest tortoise just died? The oldest, like, it was the oldest living.
Oh,
How old?
It was like from the 1800s.
stop. No. Get
80.
no, I
200
love
years
it.
old.
I love it. Rest
gonna
in
look it
peace,
up
baby. What was the turtle's name? Do you know the
I'm gonna
name?
look it up.
Okay. If we can get a picture of that too, that'd be great. While you do that, I think I might play this song because I feel like I've been
Yeah.
saying I'm about to play a song for maybe the past 10 minutes. And then
Just I want to
Garbanzo
hear you
showed
play
up,
the song. Just start.
and then Luda.
Yeah, just play the song. I found
Just play this song.
There's been an earthquake, something we can't make go away. So we make up to all that we've made. Still can be shaken till it breaks. Will this change us? After the waves hit, before we get jaded, we still quake. Will this take us all of the way till all we know just falls away? Will this break us? Body go shaking high and sinking low. Will I lay upon the waves, waiting to be taken away? There's been a tower skin and built from all that we've made up to help us feel safer. Now it's waves. How can we be saved? Thanks, Garbanzo. I don't know what happened to Luda.
Might have been technical difficulty.
Hey, Luda. Are you
I
back?
heard it. I just wasn't in it, but I heard it. It was great. It was beautiful.
Thanks. I wanted to play
got
a
it.
slow song.
I love a slow song.
Oh, we can see you now, Luda.
Pardon?
Oh, yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, we can vaguely
Yeah.
see you now.
Here, let me. Oh. Still figuring out the lights.
Where are you?
There we go. I'm in a tiny house.
Oh,
Ooh.
cool.
I'm in a tiny house in Apalachicola. Say that fast. Apalachicola.
Don't say it fast. We're going slow tonight.
Apalachicola. Apalachicola.
The slowest.
I had to take a breath in the middle of saying it that time.
Apalachicola. Taking some
What state
vitamins.
is that? What state is Apalachicola?
Apalachicola is in
Cola.
Florida.
Florida?
Yeah. Where was I the last time I saw you, Garbanzo? It's been a while.
I think you were arguing over a parking spot.
Oh, Baltimore. Baltimore.
Oh,
Baltimore.
yeah, last time you were on, Luda, there was a cat that was climbing on you that we
For my
named
birthday.
Cartoona.
Cartoona for my birthday. Cartoona for my birthday.
I believe that the people want to know what happened, whether or not you have that cat still.
Oh. So yeah, Cartoona showed up the next morning. Justice and I hung out with it. Justice had dreams of Cartoona being part of the fam, and then Cartoona went on his own journey, as most of the cats that I meet. We're full feral over here. They don't stick around.
Would you consider yourself feral as well?
Oh no, yeah, no, that's what my friends call me. Because when I go to people's houses, if it's warm enough, I don't sleep in their house. I camp in their backyard. I did that to Kara's house in Minneapolis. My friends are like, "You're full feral at this point."
I love your style, Luda. That's awesome.
Thanks.
I think we all on this stream right now have a real appreciation for what you're doing, Luda.
Thanks. I have appreciation for it. It's I'm gifted right now. So I'm staying on this, it's like an acre property on the coast of the ocean in Florida on the Panhandle. Overlooks this island, St. George's Island. And I got an Airbnb for a month because I've been traveling since June 15th, like nonstop. So I haven't had a spot to myself.
Do you like work as you travel? How do you make that happen?
Yeah, so I have, well, it depends on how we want to define work. That's an interesting thing. People ask me this question.
I'm sorry if I'm asking you a bad question.
No, it's work is an interesting definition, right? Because I think as artists, a lot of the things that we do as work, we don't define as work. So what I do for money, yeah, I get like I work as a graphic designer for my naturopath as like an exchange. I'm working on like building a barter system for my graphic design.
Cool.
So like I do graphic design for my naturopath, and that makes it so that I don't have to pay for those, which naturopath appointments are like expensive, and that's like also building up my shit. But as far as like how I sustain myself, I got really fucking blessed, and my grandfather won a scratch off ticket a few years ago, and then he passed away in April, and I got left what he had left from the scratch off ticket, and I was like, well, what am I going to do with this money? And like it's like, oh, retirement, buy a house, whatever the fuck. And I was like, that's not that's not Luda. So I was like, I'm an artist and I want to do an artist residency, and I want to do this research project. And so I've been self-funding myself, in the hopes that like the idea is that if I self-fund myself and invest in myself, then I'll get to a point where then I can, I don't know, capital, we're going to talk about that next week, but at a certain point.
That's really cool. That's awesome. I'm studying graphic design right now, and be interested in maybe bending your ear about that.
Yeah, I mean, what kind of graphic design are you learning? Where are you're studying at in Oregon?
I'm just going back to school for it, and just the basics, just so I could apply for jobs in graphic design and maybe get some clients.
Yeah.
I'd hope to work for a nonprofit or something like that.
I'm by no means like an expert. I just kind of fell into it. I went to design school, but I more went for object design. But I was like
product design.
Yeah, but product design is fucking dead, man. That shit's fucking dead. Industrial design. Ooh.
A lot of the people I started school with left before they graduated making over $100,000 a year. I can't imagine that, being somebody who makes like 25 a year.
No, yeah. So it's so funny you say that, because I have this friend. We went to SAIC together, and we were like all in the same classes, and we were like very competitive. We were like at the top, and like then we like got out of school. And SAIC, the School of the Art Institute, does not prepare you for the working world at all. So like this man, he did like 5 internships, like to fucking whatever. And so he's at a point where like his career is over here and my career is over here. And so his career, he makes like over $100,000, just bought a $500,000 house in Wicker Park in Chicago, and is doing like UX design. And then me, I'm just like fucking feral. And so I always joke with him, like, in 20 years, we'll figure out who did it better. And he's always like, you did it better. Like, you did it better. But yeah, you can make some fucking bank. He does UX design. UX, if you want to make bank.
It's user interface, right?
Yeah, if you take graphic design and you go to UX, that's when you're doing user interface. So it's a lot of graphic design.
No interest in doing that.
What?
I have no interest
well, then don't do it. Don't fucking do it, because I can't fucking do it. I can't hack it.
I want to do like graphics, like actual printed graphics.
For like a nonprofit, like.
Yeah, or something like that. I don't know. Maybe use it toward my own products, making my own products.
Yeah. One of my mentors, she did a company that was like a social justice based company where she did graphic design primarily only for nonprofits. Cool. But she just recently cracked and then gave it all up. So I don't know. I'm not the person to talk to if you're like trying to do a career. Don't talk to me if you want a career. I'm like, capitalism's done.
I was just curious because I admire your lifestyle and wanted to see how you kept it afloat. Cool.
No, I think it is something that you could. I think it is something that like I think of being able to keep me afloat. Not the current moment, but I'm building there, because graphic design's also like, how fancy do you want to get? Like, I'm not a fancy graphic designer. I'm like, I'll make you a Squarespace. I'll make shit look beautiful. I'll think about it. Like, it'll be pretty. I'll make you some really cool like business cards, but like as far as like some of these people, the tricks they know, how well they know that shit, I'm not fancy like that.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I am still satisfying earlier things that I didn't get in my prior decades. So I actually get into the real graphic design next semester.
Mm.
It's been a while since I've been in school. It's been weird going back.
Yeah, it's a transition.
I mean, going back as a 33-year-old is way different than being there as a 23-year-old. I can tell you.
You said you're 30?
33.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I went back at 29.
Cool. So hopefully I could be a nomad like you.
Fucking do it, dude. You got the idea in your head, now you gotta go. Like I saw.
Well, I'm depending on satellite internet being a real thing, and then the goal is to just get a vehicle that I could live in, and kind of travel around and make money to support myself that way.
Yeah. And now that's one of the great things about COVID is it made it so that we're all so versatile.
Yeah.
We don't have to be in a location every day to work.
Well, I do, unfortunately.
Well, but I mean, like,
hoping
yeah.
not to have to do that.
What do you do now?
I work at a grocery store.
Cool. Which one?
You don't have it's called New Seasons. It's,
New Seasons.
Yeah, it's in like Portland and Southern Washington and Northern California, so it's very regional.
Is it like a co-op kind of vibe? Natural food store?
Not really. Kind of hijack. Did you go to the good food store in Missoula?
Mm-mm.
So it's like a small scale Whole Foods. It's a little bit less corporate than. That's how I describe it.
Cool.
I couldn't afford to shop there if I didn't work there. And I still can't afford to shop there.
Yeah. No, that shit. It's expensive.
You get a lot of free food, so I eat like a rich person, even though.
At one point, I worked at this senior home. I lived and worked at a senior home, and we would get like Whole Foods, all the food they were gonna throw away. I would like go with a fucking big ass van and show up at like 4:30 in the morning, and we would pick up all the food they were gonna throw away. So like all the vegetables, all the pre-made food, all the fucking bread. And so like then you got to like eat like a rich person, but it was totally free. And then all the cheese. I had like so in the basement we had multiple fridges, and like one whole fridge was just filled with like gorgeous Whole Foods cheese. And I would have my friends come over and be like, let's have a charcuterie board.
Give me a triple cream. I want a manchego.
All of it. Jesus. Oh my god, love a manchego. Manchego is my favorite cheese.
That's
you
my
knew
favorite.
it. You knew it.
It's a real good one.
So good.
Oh, did you want to know the name of the oldest tortoise?
Yes.
It didn't just die.
Yes.
This is just the oldest one. Its name was Adwaita. Adwaita.
Hold on, let me type this in.
She was hatched in 17, or they were hatched. I don't know the job.
What?
They were hatched in 1750 and died in 2006. That's insane.
Can you say the name again?
Oh my god.
Can you spell it?
The Awaitia. Awaita. Adwaita the tortoise.
I wanted the tortoise. Rest in peace,
What a
baby.
good life to have for that long. Just swimming around beautiful swaths of ocean.
But imagine how she saw it change. I love that you put that. I'm going to screenshot that. That's so good.
There's a D, though. There's a D. It's Adwatia.
Oh, get it right. We're a screenshot.
Get it together, hot.
A-D?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, it's a male. So he was born in India.
Oh.
Mm. That's crazy that they saw him get hatched. Like, how do they know that?
A lot of times, tortoises and turtles were given as gifts to royalty. Like the one that just died was in the same royal family for its 200 plus years existence as a pet. I don't remember that one's name.
Wow. Yeah, fucking turtles are commitments.
Or
they like live
I
like
would
15
say-
years.
I would say maybe the other way, that people are commitments to turtles.
If that turtle was just around the sea, though, imagine how it saw shit change. Like, it was like pre-industrial revolution and then post-industrial revolution. Like, that turtle saw some shit.
Yeah.
So that one was a turtle. This one's a tortoise, and it was born. It's 190 years old. His name is Jonathan, and he just died in 2022. He was born in 1832.
Jonathan.
So he saw the entire Civil War. Well, he didn't. He was on the other side of the world. But
is that Jonathan with an O-N?
Jonathan.
Yeah.
I love this so much. Oh my
And Jonathan was born before Queen Victoria ascended the British throne in 1837.
So good.
I think I heard about Jonathan.
That's the one I was thinking of. Like, he was just passed down between generations of people as like a pet. That's pretty wild.
That poor majestic being. Could you imagine being alive for 200 years and being passed down from person to person?
Well, I guess I live with you now. Okay. That's cool.
In my imaginings, the like slowness of the tortoise makes it so it's pretty easy going because so much of the world happens so fast around it that there's nothing it can do about that. It just has to keep plodding along.
And luckily people are fond of it, so it doesn't have too much struggle. Like, you're taken care of in the case of that tortoise or turtle, rather.
I love that we're talking about turtles too, and tonight is the Slow Hot the Cat show.
Well, it's the tortoises episode.
It's the tortoises episode.
Yeah, here I'll show you.
Look up the.
Is that what it's named?
Average heart
Is that what this one was named? Oh, so.
Here.
Oh my god, this is amazing.
Yeah, this is a poster by Amanda Caesar.
I loved her poster for this. It was so good.
This is so good.
Yeah, isn't it great?
Oh, wow. I just found out that a Galapagos tortoise has a heart rate of 6 beats per minute.
Wow.
I wonder if there's some connection to your heart rate.
Oh, like a sloth, like how sloths move really slow.
Mine's been
here.
Eating.
I'm gonna be right back.
I'm
gonna leave you right here. I'm gonna be right back.
Not an accurate tortoise, I will say. I
know that on a controlled exhalation, you can notice the difference between an inhalation and an exhalation when you're checking your pulse.
It's much faster than a Galapagos. What's a whale at? Because I think blue whales have a very slow heart rate as well. Like,
I admire the whale.
Yeah. I mean, who doesn't?
Not so much the killer whale. They're kind of dicks. But
I like the baleen whales. Though I have respect for the beluga, the sperm whale.
So many different whales. Have you ever seen a whale in person?
No,
or in cat?
I would love to.
Supposedly, where I go camping, you could see whales in the right time, right season.
All right, so this says after surfacing to breathe after food dives, the blue whale has a heart rate of 25 to 37 beats per minute.
That's more than I expected compared to the tortoise.
Though I kind of imagine that for a whale, like the having to hold your breath changes it some. Like,
So turtles don't have to hold their breath? They could breathe underwater? I
oh,
thought they had to hold their breath too.
Tortoises are pretty different than turtles.
Yeah, but they don't have gills, do they?
No, I don't totally know about turtles, but
I think they have
you
to hold
said
their breath.
the Galapagos tortoise has a heartbeat of 6, so they don't have to hold their breath.
And they're primarily on the land.
Yeah, tortoises are entirely on the land.
They don't go in the water at all?
Well, I mean, they don't go out to sea. They'll go in water, but not out to sea.
I think I'd rather be a sea turtle than a tortoise. But the sea is becoming pretty toxic.
Oh, didn't work. I tried.
What did you try?
Hey guys,
Yeah.
I lost you for a second. I was trying to take you to the ocean, but I won't have signal. So we'll have to just stay here. I'm going to see if we could try to find a turtle.
They had them when I lived in Florida. They had like cages around where they knew their eggs were, so you knew where to not step. Which I liked.
Yeah, cages
Not cages, but like chicken wire in a square with
to protect the nests. Yeah,
you didn't walk over them and break the eggs.
they always have all these signs that like tell people to like fill up their holes and stuff on the beach here. Where in Florida did you live?
Near Orlando, so I went to like Canaveral National Seashore a lot, and they have a lot of turtles who lay their eggs there.
Let me look this up. Canaveral
National Seashore.
As a
in Titusville, Florida, or that's the closest town.
As a gentle reminder to both of you, this is a live streamed show that is recorded and put on YouTube in an archive.
I don't mind people knowing that I lived in Florida for a couple of years.
I didn't think that you had gotten to a point that you would regret, but I thought I would remind you in case you went further.
Okay, so I just drove through where you were because I camped by St. Augustine and then I camped by Fort Pierce. So you're right in between there.
Like in the middle, yeah. What brought you to Florida? You chose to go there?
Well, yeah, it's funny because people love to hate on Florida. I know. Or like I have one friend who's like, I love Florida. I don't love the people of Florida. My mom, she lives in Fort White, which is outside of Gainesville. I'm okay with people knowing that, but thanks, Scott. Huh?
The west coast of Florida.
Well, she's in north central. It's like north central Florida. It's by the. Well, this she doesn't want me to tell. She doesn't want me to tell this on live stream. She's by like these springs. She's by these springs. No, she's by these springs. They're fucking gorgeous. Nobody knows that there's like these gorgeous springs in Florida. They're gorgeous springs. Yeah. So everybody just thinks it's the bullshit part of Florida, but it's pretty magical. So my mom lives here, and then I was up in Vermont, and I was trying to figure out where I was gonna go. And like I have this spot at a ranch in Montana that had invited me, and I was thinking about going there, but I was like wanting to wander, and it's cold, and I don't know. People kept being like, "You should just go to Florida. Like your mom's there. Like you should just go to Florida. Like just go be warm. Go by a beach. You love to swim." And I was like, "Cool. I think maybe I should do that," because I didn't know what else to do. And I'm so in love with Florida. I love the people of Florida. Like I'm like, this is made for me. It's all like, it's like white trash and old people. Like those are my people. Like I fucking love Florida. Like I'm just like running around making friends with everybody. I'm just having a ball in Florida. I'm like, at this point, I'm like, I don't know if I want to
Good for
leave Florida.
you.
And my friends are like, they're like, really, Florida? They're like, is this what you were expecting? I was like, no, but I fucking love Florida. I love Florida so much. And I've been all over the state. I went to like the Keys a couple weeks ago and Miami. Now I'm over here. I'm like, I fucking love Florida. I gotta go to the
I wish I
Everglades.
knew you while
And then
I
I
was
just got,
there because it was a nightmare for me.
it was a nightmare. Oh,
Yeah, the people. I don't get what you say when you say the people are great in Florida.
they're so great. Florida people are awesome. I love Florida people.
Like you like meth addicts?
I just got invited. So I just got my mom's friends. My mom's friends are like sailor people. They like lived on a sailboat for 40 years.
That's really cool.
And
That's something I'd
they
love
just
to do.
like recently invited me to be part of this like sailor community. They're like, do you want to go sailing? I was like, I want to go sailing. So pretty much I'm kind of like, I'm thinking of it as like on call. I'm pretty much on call. So when somebody needs like a first mate or there's some like sail crew job
Oh wow!
I'm probably gonna end up at some point sailing to the Bahamas on a sail.
Yeah, I look forward to your call-ins from the Virgin Islands and places like that. Maybe we'll go to Cuba.
So when they told me this, like I met this guy yesterday. I met this guy yesterday who at 16 sailed across the world to Australia. So he's one potential person that could be my captain. I don't know. My life's crazy. So if you hang out with Florida, then all of a sudden you get to go to the Bahamas. I don't know.
That's really awesome. That
Thank
must
you.
be, yeah, wow.
Thanks. It's really cool. It's really cool. It's really cool. I'm like, I might just sail on a sailboat to the Bahamas at some point in the future. Like, what the fuck?
I really hope that you get to do that.
Right. Right. And then when she was like, you've been preparing for this though. She took a tour of my car and she's like, that's just like boat life. Like she's like, you've just been prepping for boat life.
I've been
That's funny.
looking into how to like live off the grid and stuff, and so many of the articles that come up are from people who live on boats.
Huh.
Really?
The last one I remember is how to store eggs without refrigerating them.
Mm.
And all you have to do is every like 3 days turn the carton over repeatedly.
I didn't know
over
that
and
trick.
over again. Just
I
keep
just
turning
don't.
the
I
carton
just don't
over,
refrigerate
and
them. And eat 'em.
you don't have to refrigerate your eggs at all.
I didn't know to turn them. I just don't refrigerate them and eat them.
This is for like months at a time.
Cool.
Also, if you get eggs straight from a farmer,
Yeah.
you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, just don't touch them. Don't wash them.
Yeah.
And then they'll stay on there. Otherwise, you have to like paint it with like oil and seal it.
We have another a friend showing up.
Hey, Max.
Hey, Max.
Hey, Max.
Hello.
What's happening?
I like this effect.
Yeah, it looks really
I
cool.
was trying to use the green screen, but it doesn't work very well.
Oh, I thought that was the signal.
Yeah, me too.
No, I don't think that happens.
Like an overlay. Yeah, it's an overlay.
I thought it was a really fortunate
cool overlay.
distortion in the signal, like a really fortunate one that made it look cool.
In the Matrix, the simulacrum.
Like it makes the lights have halos and look majestic. How is it in LA?
It's fine. I'm annoyed because I can't get my printer to work that I just got.
That's too
Printers
bad.
work for the first
Shit.
cartridge of ink, and then you have to get a new one. I've noticed they
Well,
make
this
it.
is a used one, so that can't be
Yeah.
true. Otherwise, I got ripped off.
I gotta get a printer, and I'm really avoiding it because it's just
Well, that's a bummer.
the ink costs more than the printer most of the time.
Yeah.
Look on eBay. I found some
Mm.
ink that wasn't too expensive. I think I got black ink for like $8.
That's really good.
I know how to find a deal.
There you go. I'm like that with food
Me too.
and art supplies.
Oh, I don't know where to get good deals on art supplies. That would be helpful.
I'm gonna just be a coupon hunter and find the used stores.
The
Find
what?
a deal.
Like Habitat for Humanity and like there's a place here called You've Been Framed. That'll be my plug for the day. You've Been Framed. It's a frame shop, but
I
it's
always
also,
admire people who are good at that.
and they sell used tubes of paint. So people can use half a tube of paint and give up, and then trade it into the store, and you can buy that half a tube of paint
That's cool. I like stuff like that.
use price.
I want to say something, but I don't know if it's going to be a preempt for next week's episode. But we're talking about tech, and I just bought a computer this week.
Oh, really?
I've been wanting to buy a computer for like 2 years. I've been like, my computer is like, it's like 8 years old. So I'm like, she's going to kick it. She's not kicking it yet. But like, you don't want to get your next computer after your computer's kicked it. You know, like you got to find that fine line.
Yeah.
But then, so I deal with Macs because of like graphic design, like we were talking about garbanzo. Like I need a powerful computer, and like the way that I pushed this Mac for 8 years was that I got like a really good Mac that I could push. You know, like get the technology now so you can hold it up.
Yeah.
You know? But
that's
then
what I did.
I decided to get a computer this week because they're taking like 3 to 4 weeks to deliver. I like looked into it. You can't even go to the store to buy one anymore.
Really? That's crazy.
And I'm like, I need to get a computer while you can still get a computer.
What kind did you get?
I got a MacBook Pro with 16 gigabytes and a terabyte of memory.
Ooh.
Oh.
That's kind of what I want. Only I would want 32 gigabytes because I found that 16 is like not really enough, which is kind of crazy. I mean, it
16
could
was
be
the
for
max
you.
that you could.
For me,
16
the
was
reason it's
max
not
that you
enough
could
is
do. Go on, tell me.
for the reason for me it's not enough is because I just like to leave everything open, including like 500 internet tabs. So
yeah,
my usage
leave a
is
lot
kind of
open.
extreme.
So what's going
Mine's
on?
probably not as extreme as yours. With the
Probably
32,
not.
if you want to do that with a Mac, it's customized.
I'm just
You're
on
like,
I'm on a Twitch show right now.
Oh, we're on
then
a
you're
Twitch.
talking about if you want to like,
Are
you're
you on
doing
a Twitch show
32.
too?
It's expensive too.
On a Twitch.
No, I was like 16 plus with a terabyte. I'm like, and what I
Let me
do,
put you
I
on
normally
speaker.
have a lot of webs open too, but I also normally have like a couple apps open, but it doesn't sound like I probably have nearly what you do. I feel like it's going to be good for me.
Yeah, and plus I do a lot of oh yeah, I'm sure it'll be good. I mean, even my computer, which has 16 gigabytes, is like good. I just was thinking if I get a new one, eventually I will. I would want to get 32 just to be future proof.
Yeah. No, it's nice to be future proof, but I was like, yeah, this was as much as I could push the budget.
Yeah,
you gotta push.
I
the
know
budget.
that was expensive because I keep looking.
Yeah, it was expensive, and I was like, a terabyte if I got a terabyte, I'm gonna be fucking good. I'm gonna be golden.
Yeah, that's really good. That's actually one of my biggest sticking points is like always running out of storage. And I have half a terabyte. So I think having a terabyte would be good.
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about it. Also, my one now that's 8 years old, it's got like 16 gigabytes and way less. I don't even know what its memory is, and it's still kicking it. Like she's still doing good.
Yeah.
Her fan runs hot, but like she's still doing pretty good. But I'm like,
I gotta say, I
With
prefer
the-
my older Mac.
You prefer what?
My older Mac that doesn't work as well anymore. I hate the slider bar at the top of this MacBook Pro.
Really? I like it, the touch bar.
Oh, it's so annoying to me.
Wow.
And like the fact that you have to use the special plugin and it doesn't have any USB ports.
oh, that's gonna annoy me. No, that's gonna annoy me.
Oh, it
That
drives me
part's gonna
crazy.
annoy me. No, that
You have
part's
to
gonna
get
I
the
annoy me.
special adapter, and that adapter doesn't fit in the case, and so it's frustrating.
No, that's just gonna drive me nuts. Because that's the thing that Mac does is they fucking. I mean, my phone still
Let's
drives me
make
nuts
this
because it doesn't
so
have an aux
simplified
cable.
and sleek. That
Yeah, I miss that a lot as a music producer. But I like the USB-C. And also the thing that I like most about the USB-C charger is that you can put it on either side depending on where you are. It's really nice once you get used to it.
I have a headphone jack on one side and then two of those jacks on the other side.
Yeah, she's talking about the aux on a phone.
Oh, okay.
On the iPhones, yeah, they took that away.
I don't have an
Which
iPhone.
sucked
Yes,
because you know
that
what?
makes
I
better
was in this.
information.
I was in this design class. We were designing for like these different companies or whatever, and I came up with this idea where it would be you'd plug it into where the bell is, and it would connect to your. It would be just like a little. I'm sorry, you would connect to where the aux cable is, and it would just be like a little bell attachment. And then when your alarm went off, rather than having to listen to an alarm go off, you could just listen to like a bell chiming. And then the design got fucking. They smashed it in the class because they're like, "Well, if iPhone doesn't have an aux cable anymore, your design's dead." I was like, "No." I was like,
There
"Would
are
it be
few
so nice to
apps-
just like wake up to like a little bell that just like chimed and like woke you
There are
up?" That would be
apps
so
that
much
you
more
can get that
peaceful.
do that.
But this would be a real. The
Oh,
real
that's
sound of
cool.
a bell is different than like a fake sound of a bell.
Well, maybe you could use a Wi-Fi bell now. Or a Bluetooth bell.
Yeah, I know.
Wait, how is it
the
a
idea
real
died?
bell?
Because it would connect.
It would be an object. It would be an object that then you plugged into the aux.
Oh, that's cool.
And then like because of the vibration or something, it would like it would signal the bell to like chime.
Yeah, that could work. Unfortunately, it can't work anymore, but it could have.
Yeah, no, it could have worked. It could have worked. I got so pissed.
They sell analog ones, but then you'd have to travel with an extra thing.
Yeah, no, yeah. But I am excited to open up this new computer. When you open up, I haven't opened up a new computer in 8 years. Oh, it's gonna feel so good.
Yeah, that's always fun.
That's gonna
I
feel
hadn't
so
been to the dentist in 8 years. And
Why
then I
the
went
dentist?
and I didn't have a cavity. I'd imagine it's the same feeling. Like,
I think it's a little bit more exciting to open.
I
a
love that you
computer.
didn't have a cavity because I was a bartender at one point and I had this customer who was a dentist and he was like really into dentistry because he's a dentist. And he was like, "You haven't been to a dentist in 5 years?" And I was like, "No." And he had me like give him art in exchange for a free dentist appointment. And then I went in there and then he was like looking at my teeth and he was pissed because they were like all healthy. Dental work. And like he wanted so badly to be like, "See, this is why you have to go to a dentist every year." Their response was like, "Actually, your teeth are totally
The dentist that I went to gave me an option of like, what do you want out of your dentist? And then the main point that I said was being honest about what needs to be done. And I think that might have influenced him.
It's tough to know.
It is tough to know.
Dentistry is interesting though, because I've been in Florida and people's teeth are different here. And I'm like, what makes the teeth different though?
Water, maybe?
The water is very hard in Florida. I remember just the shower heads and stuff would just get filthy. Just
Yeah, that's what my old apartment in
Mm.
Iowa was like. But the thing is, like, you can have a water softener. I think most people in the Midwest do.
What do you think? What causes it in Iowa?
Well, it's like hard water is just like minerals that are dissolved in the water. I think it's the same everywhere.
I think that's true. I once had a conversation with a man on a plane where that was his business that he was in, was like shower heads and like water softening and stuff.
You met John Candy in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Is that what he's like?
Oh, he sold shower curtain rings.
Oh, that's funny.
That was
Yeah, this guy, it was his whole deal. Like, and he knew so much about it. And I talked to him for like an hour about it. Pretty
You
cool.
on an airplane?
Can you share some of the information that you gleaned?
You know, I have to say, I probably haven't talked to him in about 8 years.
So you
But
should remember it
Seems
really
to
well.
be a thing that's coming up right now. Max, what do you remember about 8 years ago?
I love that question. 8 years ago.
So it's 2022, then 2014.
That was a good year for music.
That was a good year. Just in general, I really thought Bernie Sanders was gonna
Wait,
win.
2014
No, I'm thinking 2016
and 2015. I'm sure
15.
it was like the ramp up.
It was kind of building
I was
up.
Gonna
Yeah.
say that was pretty early to be aware of that.
2014. I think we had a lot of fun. We were all living in Montana then.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Except for me.
Music.
Yeah. You weren't? Then I wasn't either.
I was. Luda wasn't.
I said we were making.
Oh, I thought you were talking. You said except for me.
No, I said except for
All right.
Luda.
No, I thought you said that. Not you did say that.
I was 28. That was the birthday that, you know how like everybody freaks out at a certain birthday? Some people
Yeah.
freak out at like 25 because they like quarter life crisis or 40 or half like whatever. 28, I freaked out because I was like, shit, I'm living out the dead musicians. Lived out Janis Joplin and Jimi Hendrix.
I was like, oh, I totally thought I would die at 27 or
like, fuck, I'm outliving them.
There's a lot of them.
It's kind of bad that that's glorified.
When you look back at it now and like see videos of what Jim Morrison was like at that age, it's like totally different than what you have committed to memory, at least for me.
Oh, whoa, interesting.
Is that little baby doing that?
It's a child.
I've been watching the Get Back, the Beatles.
I was wondering if you were watching that because I read an article about it that was really good.
Yeah, it is really great, but they are 28, and they are like babies.
There's a really different perspective to like Paul in particular.
Yeah, it's really interesting. Like, it's really interesting just who they all were, because it's different than my imagining of them at that time. Like,
why?
It's
like in what way?
Like, they're just young, silly people. Like,
what did you think they were, though?
I don't know. Like, you build up an idea, like, oh yeah, they wrote the White Album, and then within a year, they also wrote Let It Be. Like, they were doing so much songwriting that was so good that you imagine that they were like, I don't know, like, just really like, I don't know. It's hard to describe, like, what you think about people like that, but like just you imagine that like that is all that was going on, and that was like the main interest, in like that their songwriting was like a sort of austere process, but like it was silly. It was like
That's actually what that
a lot
article
of
made me think
Mm.
about.
a lot of
Mm.
silliness. They were joking around, messing with songs. Like
Yeah, that
there's-
made me think about the power of humor
they
and fun.
there was one that we were just watching where Paul and John were singing Two of Us, but they were both singing it and just smiling and not moving their mouths at all. And it was wearing raincoats in the sun. It was the strangest and silliest thing I had seen in a long time, and it was great.
I've heard from that about that documentary that Ringo seems to be the most stable throughout the entire thing.
Absolutely,
That he's just a rock. He's just solid and just,
absolutely.
hey guys, all right, I'm gonna play.
Yeah,
All right, and then John was just off doing heroin, like not there, and then suddenly it would be like, hey, I wrote this song last night, and it's across the universe.
Mm.
well, yeah. I mean, it wasn't. You don't quite get that sense of the heroin part. Like,
Oh, they don't. I thought they talked openly about it based on what I heard. I haven't seen this at all.
if it.
I
I've heard
read
a
that
lot of people
they
talking about it.
no, they didn't talk about it, but they like were affected by it, and it affected their
Yeah,
energy.
I mean, I will say
demeanor.
that he looks very thin.
I have two reactions. So one is I can't decide which one to tell you guys, so I'm just going to tell you both, and then you guys can go from there.
Okay.
One reaction is like, one, there's like this thought with like, okay, so with musicians, I feel like there's like this thing, like Billie Eilish, where you're like, what the fuck? How old are you? How the fuck have you written this shit? You know, like you're a fucking child, you know. And like how
I
have you
love
written
Billie
this
Eilish.
beautiful? Yeah, no, she's amazing.
I
Yeah,
just
Like
mentioned
you're
her
like
in a
you're
speech I gave.
you're like 15
I
and
don't
you
listen
wrote
to it.
this. How did you tap into this beauty? And like, and I've always like I've thought about this because like with musicians, I feel like you guys are under so much pressure because so many musicians like find like fame or their muse or like their opus or whatever the fuck you want to call it like so young. But then with visual artists, I remember at one point they said this thing like you're an emerging artist until you're like 36 or some shit. And I like
That's
my
what I
whole
feel.
life I've been like that's so easy. Like now I get to just relax. Like I don't have to stress out. Like until I'm like 36, then I'm still like just emerging or whatever. And then the other thought I had, so these are the two thoughts. The other thought I had was this idea of like age and like what we think of like when somebody's supposed to be a certain thing. And when I was in school at like 30, I was like with all these like students who were like I call them like pimples because I'm like these kids are so young. They're like 20 and shit. These are like fucking pimples. And like I was 30 and they were in their early 20s and they always thought I was their age. Like there was like one point where there was this kid who was like 21 and he thought I was 20. And I like got offended. I got like so offended. And they were like, and I was like, I'm not even gonna take it as a compliment, like I'm supposed to as a woman, like, oh, it's the way I look. Like, fuck that. I'm like, I'm fucking 30. You think I'm like a year younger than you? Like, I'm insulted. And I was like, why? And they were like, because you're not jaded. They were like, we think of a 30-year-old as you're supposed to be jaded. And I was like, whoa, like that's such an interesting glimpse into like how people see age is like once you're 30 you're fucking jaded and you don't smile anymore. But so those are my two reactions. You guys get to
I get
choose
that
when
a
you're
lot
done.
at work. Like everybody thinks I'm like 26.
And you're 33.
Yeah, they think that I'm their age at school too. Because I'm going to school like digitally with a lot of 19-year-olds, 20-year-olds, and they just sort of assume that you're their age if you just smile a lot and have any amount of energy. Like if you're not totally broken.
That's
You're not
interesting.
broken. Capitalism hasn't killed you yet.
Yeah.
You must be under 30.
You haven't been squashed by capitalism. It's a good thing to avoid being squashed by it, but it's hard to. It's a kind of a steamroller. I don't know.
Oh,
Maybe
it tries.
Tortoise knows something about it.
I feel like,
I'll be able to move slow, but stay safe.
yeah, I think it's good to bring it back to the tortoise because I feel like we're going to start edging into the conversation that we're likely going to have next week.
Mm-hmm.
Where
What
we
was it next week? Not that I want to get into it. I want to avoid it.
Yeah, no, I'm like a preemptive. All I want to talk about is capitalism all the time. So yeah.
we're going to be talking about this book summary that was done in some tweets that was about the it's about a lot of different things, but it's about the future from now and different ways of thinking about it. But we'll get into that more next week. I'll post about it on the social media
It'll be an
stuff.
interesting episode next week.
It will be. It's going to be very different.
So many different directions.
It's really going to be very different, I think, than any other episode that we've done so far.
Well, I'm excited about
I
it.
love it.
That'll
I love
be
it.
cool.
Thank you. Yeah.
And my midterms will be done, so I could actually like devote some time to thinking about this.
Oh, cool. Yeah. I'll post about the thing pretty early on, so you have time to check it out. It's not very long, but it's full of a lot of very interesting ideas. Yeah. In the meantime, I thought maybe it would be good to watch a tortoise walk.
It's always good to watch a tortoise walk. I mean, why aren't we doing that constantly?
Yeah. So we're going to do that. This is Sahara.
My manager working overnights at my last store had a baby tortoise.
Oh, wow.
Who was like 20 years old. And she loved this tortoise and was always showing me pictures of her and everything. I admired her for having this tortoise and taking care of it.
But see, maybe that's what an artist practice is supposed to look like. And for some people, not everyone.
That's what mine looks like.
That's what mine looks like.
It's about that slow.
Bring it back to the artist talk and the Beatles. Like, I'm not a beetle. I'm a fucking tortoise.
More Harry Nilsson vibes than Beatles vibes, I think.
Is it coming through okay? I think it's having some trouble with me also having my camera on.
I've been re-obsessed with All Things Must Pass by George Harrison. Fucking that album.
Such a goddamn motherfucking good album.
Oh my god.
Holy shit.
I just saw him. Oh man, look at that.
It poops in that room?
It kind of seems like it.
What a colorful bathroom. Are we going to get to see it poop?
Oh, it's possible.
I mean, if their heart beats that slow, imagine how long it takes for them to process food.
Look at those things coming out of its shell. Oh, it's beautiful, baby.
Yeah.
What do they eat?
I know they eat like greens, like lettuce and stuff.
Why is it in this person's house?
I think it's their pet or friend. I think that's it for. That's what we got.
That was lovely.
Oh,
no, it's good that you're bringing in the tortoise because I've been like running manic for days.
Yeah. Yeah, this is time to be slow.
Mm-hmm.
And I wrote a
Very
song for the
Too
episode.
busy.
I played it earlier, but I think maybe I'll play it again if that's all right.
That'd be lovely, Dan. I'll let the cat.
Let's be tortoises, slow and steady, step by careful step towards our goal. Carrying our home. Who needs more than this? So let's be tortoises. Ready, set, let's go.
Ready, set, go.
Even more inspiration to carry my house behind me and drift around.
Yeah, you gotta carry your home with you.
Yeah.
The tortoise is good for that.
I've done that before. It's overrated. I was doing that for a long time this year or last year, I guess.
We
I think
had
it depends on your shell.
two very different opinions here.
Yeah, tell me your opinion, Max. Tell me.
It was tiring. I'm still
Max
getting
is like, I'm
less
still
tired.
tired.
Yeah, I am. I'm trying to not be so tired.
How long did you do it for? How'd you do it? What did it look like? Where'd you go?
Oh, I've been doing it on and off for years.
It's much harder when you have to think about how you're gonna find the money to do it.
Mm-hmm.
When I did it, I had no money.
Mm-hmm.
It made it kind of really just a very stressful time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think that is the big difference.
That makes a big difference. Capital makes a
big
big
one.
difference.
Yes, capitalism. We'll do it next week. We'll talk about
We'll do it next
Did
week.
you say capitalism or capitalism?
We should call it capitalism.
Capitalism.
Why aren't we
Capitalism.
calling it capitalism?
Capitalism.
It's like not that clever. So
Be the change you want to see in the
you know
world.
what? I looked
But
up
this is why I was so excited to become a part of this boat community, because they were like talking about how they could like stretch $1,000 in 6 months. And I was like, I want to learn that skill.
Oh yeah.
I want to learn how to like make
How did they do
$1,000 less 6 months.
Did you say a bow or boat community?
Boat.
So they live on boats?
Start using it, guys.
Hashtag capitalism.
Start using it.
Yeah, Max, right before you came, we were talking about how I got I met these people who invited me to become part of like a sailboat community off the coast of Florida, where like you just like sail the Bahamas and all the islands and you just live off of a boat. And
That
so
sounds interesting.
at some point in the near future, I'm probs gonna be living on a sailboat. And then you just like learn these skills where you like learn how to like sail, and then you just get hired out to like fucking first mate and sail for people.
Huh,
Do you have a
interesting.
rope or string on you?
I gotta learn some rope tying skills.
start
I gotta
learning.
learn some rope tying skills.
Important. That's very important.
Port and
I do
starboard.
it
Yeah,
as a
I gotta learn all that
relaxation
shit.
thing. Like I
I also
always
gotta learn. I also gotta
rope.
learn how not to play Jimmy Buffett in the woods. So you guys want to hear a shame story? I like met these people, and before that, I had met somebody from the Keys, and we've been like making a playlist together. And I had it on like random on Spotify, and I'm like rolling up to this spot to meet this dude who like traveled all over the world he traveled like to Australia when he was 16 in a sailboat. And I'm like going to like it's like I'm like, is this an interview? I'm like trying to like put Chicago on it. I'm like, I gotta be like interview prep, right? But like it's also like, no, chill out. Like the way that this happened was that you just met people and like it's all about meeting people. But anyways, I'm playing music and Spotify starts playing Jimmy Buffett. But I'm like in the woods in Florida and like they totally called me out. They're like, everyone's like, Jess, you can't be playing Jimmy Buffett in the woods. Like,
Why not
and you're
in
like,
the woods?
whoa. Because it's like a cultural thing. And you're like, that makes sense. Jimmy Buffett's for like the beach. Maybe a lake beach if you're lucky is what I'm told. But like you can't play Jimmy Buffett anywhere but the beach. And here I am
I would
like
just
playing
prefer
it in
you
the
not
woods. I was so embarrassed.
Break
One
the
of them called me
rules.
out.
There are no rules about where you can play Jimmy Buffett. If anybody tells you otherwise, they're wrong.
You can play it near me, but I won't be happy.
But you know like what my ego reaction is because my ego's been melting away. But like my ego reaction is like, motherfuckers come to Chicago. I'll fucking tell you what you can't get away with. Fucking come to an art show. Fucking come to a punk show. I know you're gonna fuck it up. Don't play Jimmy Buffett in the woods, guys. If you wanna be an anthropologist and blend in, don't
Yeah, I
play
guess
Jimmy
that
Buffett
is
in
a
the
valuable
woods.
skill.
I don't want to hear
sometimes.
dueling banjos in the woods. Something very terrifying.
Do you ever go to Mortville in Chicago?
Mortville.
Yeah. Oh
Mortville
yeah,
was,
back in the day.
yeah, that place was cool.
That was like one of the first DIY spaces I went to. Shit, because that was in Pilsen, right?
I think it was in,
Yeah,
not Pilsen,
or Bridgeport.
Inglewood.
But it had the view. It had the south side view. It had the south side view of the city.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
what I
was
remember.
told
had
it was
south
Inglewood.
side view of the city.
I wouldn't know anywhere from anywhere, especially back then.
I don't think it was Inglewood. I think it was like South Pilsen.
Somebody lied
Bridgeport
to me several
border.
times.
Yeah, Mortville was cool.
Yeah.
Cause Max, so when did you live in Chicago?
I don't remember.
More than 8 years ago. Though.
Just tying knots now. You got me on a tangent.
Are you a knot expert?
I just
Teach
really
me some
like
knots, Garbanzo. Teach me
What?
some knots.
Do you
I
have
gotta
any?
get ready.
Do you have any rope?
Look at you. You were totally tying some knots right now. I
Yeah,
love
it's a slip knot. I got a bowline on my foot.
it. Yeah. Fucking we're
I
cowboys
am
over here.
fascinated by knots.
I have always
Tying them.
appreciated knots and stuff. I am not that good at it though.
I'm not
I've
that
always
good at
wondered
that.
why
Yeah,
people
so,
were
like, if you- with
interested
my eyes
in
closed. Like, here's a
knots.
bowline. Yeah.
Were you in the Boy Scouts, Michael?
No, I learned this with a
I don't know
clown.
why, but I
had
thought
in
you
my
were.
hand.
I said, Michaela.
What?
Am I eating crackers or something?
I don't know what's going
Sure.
on.
Yeah, sorry. Can you hear that? I'm gonna ask you. Can you hear
It looked like it was Garbanzo's rope
Uh.
because that was the only thing that
Wouldn't it
was-
be funny if that was the synesthetic thing you got from watching a rope be tied? Is a picture of a bag?
Are you eating cookies or
I
crackers?
love how just half my face is illuminated
Chips?
right now.
Yeah,
Like
it's
a
not
ghost.
It's cool.
You're kind of like a ghost.
Yeah.
Or like you're gonna tell a ghost story.
Are you
Oh, you want to hear a ghost story?
Is it a slow ghost story?
Yeah,
Is
let's
it
do a
about
slow ghost
being-
story. Okay.
Okay, hold on. Let me get.
So
Hold on. I want to get in the right.
Are we going into ghost mode?
Let's go into ghost mode, everyone.
Into
Mhm.
ghost.
I can't do that.
I'll do the best I can.
Get cozy, guys. Here, I'm gonna take a break too. Here, we'll meet back in a minute.
Okay.
So whenever somebody doesn't know what to get me for a gift, they send me a salt lamp. So I get a lot of salt lamps, which is why it's pink here.
Oh, that's nice. Salt lamps
I'm-
give a nice relaxing light.
I'm always happy to get one. I like salt lamps. They de-ionize.
I've heard they don't really do anything,
I don't care if they don't.
but they
make
look
me happy.
nice.
They're pretty nice. And also, you can eat them.
Yeah, it's a salt lick for me if I ever get in trouble.
What do you mean?
If I ever need salt, I got it. I'm kind of a sodium addict. I'll probably be dying pretty soon. Do you remember any knots from that time when we were learning how to tie knots?
No, I don't remember many of those knots. This is what I mean, is that I am interested. I've learned how to tie many knots in my life, and I've forgotten just about all of them.
Oh,
If you don't use it, you'll lose it. It's one of those deals.
look at how the cat got ready for some ghosts. How the tortoise got ready for some ghost stories.
I got as ready as I could.
This is as dark as it gets in my room.
Here, give me one more second. I'll be right back. One more second. We're ready.
Okay.
See if I can make it darker.
Is yours more confusing? Like, is it even crazier now, or is it the same?
I don't know, but I turned this light off, so maybe.
Oh yeah. Are you using an image?
What?
Are you using an image, like, on the green screen?
Yeah, you have to.
Maybe you could probably use a darker image.
Let me see.
I mean, yes, you can.
Unfortunately, most of what you're seeing is the real room.
Mm.
If I turned it up anymore, I mean, I guess I could use it now.
Oh, yeah, that's right, that one. Oh. not exactly darker or spookier.
I got it darker.
Oh yeah, you did.
Did you eat one of the lamps?
Very ghosty in here. It's very
Yeah.
ghosty.
I mostly eat light. So
Did you eat the lamp?
just the light that the lamp gives off.
How did you do
The lamp
that?
is
I
fine.
have like a special straw, and I drill a hole into the bulb and then stick the straw and suck it out. It's pretty advanced
Like out
technology.
the light.
I really want to see that as like an animation. Like somebody sucking the light out of a lamp with a straw. So Luda, are you going to tell us a ghost story now?
Okay, so are you guys familiar with light as a feather, stiff as a board?
Mhm.
Yes.
Light a feather.
Light as
Yeah.
a feather, stiff as a board.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Light of a feather, stiff as a board is like a game that like junior high girls play together. You all like you're at like a sleepover and it's like late at night and all the people who go to sleep early are all asleep, those losers, and you're all like up and you've like played all your pranks where you've like dipped their hands in water to try to see if you can make them pee.
In boiling water?
Just in like lukewarm water. If you dip somebody's hand in lukewarm water, it's supposed to make them pee. Or like we would take their underwear and we'd cover it in shaving cream and then put it in the freezer. You fell asleep too early.
Put it in the freezer.
So-
That's a step up. We used
and
to
then
just
you can,
put it
like-
on your
and then
hand
it-
and tickle you.
And then it shatters. Oh yeah, and then you do the feather where you tickle their
You
face.
shattered people's underwear?
Yeah.
That's pretty next level.
And then you take and then you like put shaving cream in their hand and then you tickle their face so it smashes their face and oh yeah. But anyway, so once all those people are asleep, then all the girls get together and they gather in a room and they go, we're gonna do light as a feather, stiff as a board. And so light as a feather, stiff as a board. You have one girl at the top who's rubbing the temples of another girl who's like laying down. And then the other girls, they all put 2 fingers beneath the girl who's the board. She's the board, right? And then that one person's rubbing her temples and telling this story. And I was always the storyteller. And this is the story that I would always tell. And it's the story of Big Shirley. So Big Shirley, story of Big Shirley. So my great grandma, Mama was from Texas, from Tyler, Texas. Mama was like classic Texas, like had like little yippy dogs, drank highballs at like 2 in the morning or 2 in the afternoon.
2 in the morning.
It's 2 in the morning all the time, all the 2 o'clocks. It was
What's in
2
a
o'clock.
highball?
Highballs, like I don't know, one of those fancy cocktails with those fancy glasses.
Is it like
I could just look at
what does it have in it?
I don't know. I'm just talking shit at this point, dude. Mm. But my mama, she was the one that had like fancy ass literally slippers, like her maximum moo, you know. I'm just trying to like paint the vibe of like Southern Texas with like the big helmet hair, you know. And she took in this woman, Shirley, called her Big Shirley. She was like not related to her, but Big Shirley had like a rough life, like bad shit happened to Big Shirley. And Mama took her under her wing and like nurtured her and took care of her and let her live with her, and she became part of the family. Like Big Shirley was part of the family. But then at a certain point, like Big Shirley was like ready to like set her wings asunder, like she was ready to like fly, you know. And so she goes and she's gonna go get an apartment for the first time. She's like 19 or some shit. She's gonna go get an apartment for the first time. Her and her girlfriends are gonna go get this apartment. They're gonna have this happy fucking life just in this fucking apartment. And they're all like moving in. They're like setting up their shit. And then something happened with like the landlord, where like the keys weren't delivered or something. And so they were like stuck there. This is kind of crazy because I'm just telling the story as I remember it, which now makes no sense. But as the story goes in my mind, the landlord doesn't give them the keys, and they have to move, and they're all like, why is it a porno, Jessica? Okay, so they're all sweaty because they've been moving all day, and this neighbor is like, well, you can take a shower at my house. So they're like, cool, we're gonna take a shower at his house. And so they go, Jessica, what the fuck, your 13-year-old mind. So they like go to take a shower at this fucking house. So they're like, yeah, we just moved all this shit, but we can't take a shower, our water's cut off, I don't know what the fuck's going on. So they go take a shower, and then he just brutally murders them all. He just fucking hatches them up, just fucking blood everywhere, just fucking kills them. And then I would tell this story, and then we would all go, light as a feather, stiff as a board, light as a board, light as a feather, stiff as a board. And then we would like lift my friend Lauren T, who like weighs like 100 pounds, with like our fingers.
So you did this multiple times.
Yeah, it was like every sleepover. It was
That's
great.
really, really goofy.
I kind of like that it turned out this wasn't actually a ghost story, and just like a bunch of people, like
It was a story about telling a ghost story.
it was, but it was also like a story that wasn't about, no ghosts were involved at all. It was just a bunch of girls got murdered. It's like the beginning.
Because it was a living man who murdered all of the people.
Well,
No.
the guy was a ghost. She
Oh.
forgot.
Yeah, I
No,
guess
because
it
I'm
could've
like,
been good.
as I'm telling this story, I'm like, this is just the story that you used to like. This was always your go-to ghost story. And then I'm like, as I'm telling it, I'm like, what the fuck is this story, Jessica?
We're just don't
I haven't
accept
told it in
that.
like 20 years.
So was your mama even real?
Mama was very real. Mama was very real.
But Big
Sissy.
Shirley wasn't.
Big Shirley was real too. She was murdered. I just don't know how she was murdered, really. Nobody talks about it in the family. I think I heard about it once, and then I like crafted this whole story that I would tell at sleepovers.
Big Shirley is a good name. That's just a solid name.
It's also a very good name for a ghost story.
Like Large Marge.
Yeah.
I know it's a good story, but I do think that like this story, as far as the myth goes, Big Shirley, there was some point where she like moved, like Mama did take care of her. She was like a random person that like Mama like took under her wing, and then she
How
went
old
to
was-
move out on her own, and then she got murdered. But I don't know anything else about it. It's just interesting as I retell the story that somehow like my 12-year-old brain like crafted it into this like weird porno thing where she's like in the shower. Like, is that because I saw like an Alfred Hitchcock like the shower scene, or like where did that come from?
That's pretty interesting.
How old was Mama compared to Big Shirley?
Much older. Yeah.
So,
Oh,
like,
I've been
20.
doing a lot of like thinking back into how like television shows and things from my youth influenced my memories. Do you think there might be anything there for you?
no, I'm like, I think I saw Psycho, and then I was like, oh, I'm gonna put a shower scene in there.
But like aside from that one, were there any others?
Sure, I think like this sexual aspect. I'm like, there's like this because as I'm really telling this story, I'm like, there's this predator thing where like it's clear that he's a predator. He wants her to shower at his house. And like that's a really interesting thing to me, like to now think about is like, no, like and there's also no that doesn't make any sense because if like they could unlock their apartment where they could move shit in enough that they would get sweaty to need to take a shower, why are they taking a shower at this dude's house?
Maybe they thought he was hot.
Yeah, I don't think my 12-year-old brain went that far.
It's hard to remember what you were like when you were 12.
Mm.
At least for me. It's hard for me to remember what it
I don't
was
think it's hard for me to remember that.
What were you like at 12, Max?
I really wanna. I'm interested in this.
I don't know. I don't really want to think about it.
That's okay.
You just volunteered the information.
I just said that I remember it. I didn't say I wanted to talk about it.
It's okay.
What were you like at 12?
I also don't totally feel like I remember it very well. I think maybe partially because when you're that age, everything is so awkward.
Dan, I'm having a really hard time hearing you. You're like really muffled and
Oh,
quiet.
yeah, that makes sense. Can you hear me better now?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's because I was talking over the guitar and the microphone was behind the guitar. I don't really remember what I was like when I was 12 very much because I think when you're that age, you're so awkward that you just want to not think about it when you're every year older than that. You just
That's so funny.
don't want to think about it anymore.
The one person who does remember doesn't want to talk about it, and everybody else doesn't remember.
I remember.
Oh,
I
you
remember
do?
being 12. It was a very traumatic year for me. That's not suitable for a podcast.
Mm.
Yeah.
I had a
That's
pretty
why I don't want to talk
wild
about it.
12th year.
Mm. That makes me curious, but yeah, no worries.
My house exploded. It set off a series of events that were crazy.
Wow.
But
I had
so much learning of the guitar happened at 12 years old.
12 for
Oh,
me
that's
was
cool.
12 for me was very much like trying to be a popular girl. So like 7th grade, I was like really trying to be a popular girl. I was like, and I was a popular
How
girl.
did you do that? How did you try to be a popular girl?
She told creepy stories.
I told like really good creepy stories, and I fucking dressed like everybody else as much as I could. And
Did
I
you
was
pull it
also
off?
I was also bubbly and happy all the time.
Can you
Oh.
describe what dressing like
And
everybody else was?
well, sometimes there was literal days where we would dress like everybody else. Where like we would plan, okay, you're gonna wear the tank top. I'm gonna wear these shorts, and we're gonna like look the same, right?
I've heard that girls do that still.
Yeah, no, girls do that all the time, and they do it sometimes subconsciously. It's like a thing. Yeah, sometimes I'll like drive by and I'll see like 3 women who are friends, and you're like, you're all wearing the same.
It happens to me at work now as a weird old man.
Yeah, it's like a cultural thing. When you're in the culture, you dress like each other. And then like and then I would always be happy. I would always be cheerful, and I'd always be like what people wanted me to be, you know? And I would always like I think I would always like see them. I think a lot of it was like being seen and then reflecting what I saw. Like and I think that that's like something I'm relearning now is that people like to have their reflection. Like they like to be seen and they like you to reflect them. And that's what I did a lot. And then like 8th grade year, I was voted most outgoing and class clown. And then 8th grade summer, I had this like event with like my stepdad. He was being like real fucked up. He was like threatening to kick me out of the house and shit. And I like ran to like my friend Lauren T's house. She was the board in the light as a feather, stiff as a board. Her and I are still like tight as fuck. And I was having this like really hard time, and she showed up for me. But then we went to go meet up with all of the rest of our friends, and they were not happy for my like they weren't ready for my sadness. And then like that whole summer was like me realizing like I'd made all these friends. But I was like, and like to be fair, I was like 13 and going through some crazy shit that they did not know how to talk about. But it was like I realized like this shit is phony and fake, and then I just fucking slipped away, and then I just like disappeared, and was like, I can't be a part of this. Like these aren't people that like you have friends. Yeah.
Like recently?
Huh?
Have you seen how your decision has differentiated you from them?
So this is really funny, interesting enough. So Lauren T, the board and stiff as a board, her and I have been friends because she's the weirdo of the popular girls. She's getting married this summer, and then I'm gonna see all of our other friends that I haven't seen all these years, and I think it's gonna be a fucking blast. Like I think it's gonna be I think it's gonna be really fun, and I'm like, this is also gonna be like really like it's gonna be wild because like they've lived like these lives where like you know like they got married in college and they have kids and they're doing the thing, and then I'm just gonna like roll up and be like coming out
In
of
a boat.
Good for you. You did better than them, Luda.
Does anyone have a yard I can stay in?
Can I camp in your front lawn?
Yeah, it's gonna be really interesting. I'm excited for this wedding. I think it's gonna be like a real bring it back to capitalism. I mean, these women, they're all like really lovely, and like I've seen them, like I've heard about them from Lauren T through the years, and seeing them on Instagram and shit, and they're actually they're like lovely people. Like I had a lot of bitterness and hate wrapped up in them, and like I had a lot of bitterness about the whole culture that like stems from. And then now like looking back, I'm like, but like they were like sweet, you know, and they didn't know what to do with like the depressed girl who was being fucking abused. Like what the fuck, like, you know, like they didn't know what to do. Like I can't put that on them. And like I think, but at the same time, it's going to be like really interesting because like their lives have been, if you're like, okay, if you want to break down the world, like the word popular, it's like it's all steeped in like capitalist culture, right? It's like all steeped in like what you're supposed to do and like living how you're supposed to live and like buying what you're supposed to buy and like matching your outfits.
Mhm.
And
Makes
and
me think
I'm
of
living completely outside of that. Hmm?
you know the not a surf song from back when was, I'm popular. I'm a teacher's pet.
Teachers' pets aren't popular in the 90s.
This song, it was just a song. I got off. You know where
It's
you
not a who. It's not a who. I want to hear
it
it.
comes in the mail. Like when you ordered a CD, it came in the mail.
The song?
No, you'd get a CD. It doesn't matter. Forget that I said anything. Move on.
I like that you tried though.
It was what got conjured up in my head.
Mm-hmm.
Where
So-
did Luda go?
I'm right here. I just was looking up that song on Spotify so I could listen to it later.
Oh yeah, it's not great.
Hmm.
It's just one that I remember when I was a child. Like my brother had one of those services where they send you 3 CDs a month or whatever,
Mm.
and I was like, "Oh, I like that song."
Those are a scam, just so you know. Don't get tricked.
Well, this was the 90s. It
I
doesn't.
know it was a joke.
Do you think any of these services we listen to music through are scams right now?
Spotify is a scam.
Well, for the musicians, for sure.
No, it's a scam. Like, it's not a real business. They don't make profit. They just kind of like suck money out of everybody, and the CEO is a billionaire.
Yeah, I don't agree with their politics at all. You know, I've heard that Tidal pays artists more money, but I haven't
It
tried it.
does. It pays a lot more money. I actually have Tidal because I got like 3 months for $2 or something.
Does it have the same kind of access to like every artist? You know, do you get the same variety?
Yeah, it's like the same.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm gonna get it right now. I'm gonna
It's
download.
called Tidal.
Yeah, Tidal. It's good. Actually, the one that pays artists the most is Napster.
Really?
Yeah, but Tidal is second.
Wow, cyclical things.
That's amazing.
I remember stealing so much music from Napster.
So I edited like this was on Twitter a lot, and there was this graphic that showed like the tiers of which ones paid more and less, but it was really hard to read. So I edited it by color coding it and got like 7,000 likes. And now I see it like people posting it without even knowing that I posted it.
That's fun.
It is cool. And I wish that I put like a watermark so I was getting like advertisements. But I thought like 2 people would like it. I just saw somebody posted that thing and edited it on a whim. It's funny how that happens sometimes.
I like how everybody's vibe changed. Like I really like Garbanzo's vibe right now with that like
I'm downloading this new program. Sorry. 'Cause I feel bad about using Spotify, but I can't deny that being able to listen to
You
whatever
can't what?
I want constantly is
You know what I have on constantly? Bird noises.
bird noises.
Yeah, I don't listen to music right now. I just listen to birds. And at night I listen to bugs and frogs.
Mm. Which kinds of birds do you listen to? Because I feel like there's a lot of different vibes you can get from birds.
Well, I just
Oh,
search
yeah.
for like morning birds and listen to one I haven't listened to yet.
Mm-hmm.
I really like nightingales to listen to.
This isn't just like supposed to be birds. It's supposed to like subconsciously make me feel like I'm in a, you know, like quiet, peaceful environment. And that sound of birds is something that reminds me of that.
Do you miss that now that you're in LA?
Yeah, like I hear birds when I'm outside of my apartment, but they never are near enough that I can hear them inside my apartment. So I got a bird feeder and put some bird feed in it, but they're not using it yet, and I hope that changes.
How
but
is
it's
it going
definitely
from being
something
on
I
the road?
noticed.
How is it going? Yeah, I'm sure you miss the birds. How is it going from being on the road to like living in LA?
Good. Any more specific question you have about that?
I just think that like for me, like LA, I've always seen it as like the epitome of like city life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it feels like that where I live. And I do sometimes miss like the nature that I had access to when I lived in Iowa. But I've been trying to find nature around here. But it definitely doesn't have like the forests. Like I haven't found anything like that yet. The other day I went to this, like I looked on the map and saw this place called Berlin Forest. So I was pretty excited about it. And when I got there, it was just this like 10 by 10 foot picnic area with pine trees. Like it should not be legally allowed to be called a forest. It was very misleading.
Luda.
So does this... You have to pay money and then you can listen to the whole album?
Yeah, you have to pay for Tidal. They don't have
Okay.
a free section.
You have to pay for Spotify.
Or you can probably get like a free trial. They have those a lot too.
I was just searching for some people who have gotten into recently, and like I see it, but you just have to be a master member.
Well, I don't know if you have to be a master member. I
That's
think
what,
that's
it has a little thing next to each album.
that.
Like,
No, that
really
means that it's
already
master quality.
Is that what that means?
Yeah.
Because I haven't heard it.
Oh, that's another thing. Tidal has
only
way better
offers
sound
shuffle
quality
play.
than Spotify too.
I think that's really an insult to the artists that on certain apps they only offer shuffle play for free. And if you don't
that's
know what
obnoxious.
that means, it ruins what the artist is
I
trying
think
to
that Spotify removed that though because Adele complained.
Well, no, I was just trying to get Tidal on mine, and
I don't think
realized that
Tidal has free.
It was playing things out of order. It does have a free one.
It has free, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. It just plays it out of order. Like I just heard who. Do you know Laurie Anderson?
I've heard of her. She has that song "Oh Superman."
I think she's like wildly good. Like is such an incredible artist. And that's who I use as my test pilot on that app. It started in the middle of the album because you can't pick where
I guess you have to pay for it.
Yeah, you got to pay for
or
it.
get a free trial.
I'm gonna see about the free trial. It didn't offer one automatically, but maybe I could find one.
Yeah, you probably can. Or search, if you can't find that, search for like 2 months for $2 or something, because that's what I
Yeah.
had.
I want to do that because I hate being a part of Spotify. It's just annoyingly convenient because I can listen to people who I've not ever heard their music before.
Yeah, it's a nice idea, but it's poorly executed with Spotify.
When I do have money, I'll often buy the album
That's good.
off of.
The best thing to do is pay for it for real and then stream it too.
Yeah.
Because then the artists get like a fraction of a penny. But it does add up if enough people do it.
Oh yeah, and also see them if they're playing, if you can. I have a lot of good concerts that I'm really excited about coming up. Just yeah. Do you have any good shows you're going to see, either of you?
No.
No.
Don't really feel like seeing shows right now.
Yeah, it's been a little complicated.
Yeah.
And I'm generally pretty busy.
Shows.
What?
I'm excited to see a bunch of shows coming up. Like Guided by Voices is at the end of March. I'm very excited about that. And then I'm seeing Pavement in September. And I might be seeing a group called Krogbin in June. Have you heard Krogbin?
No. I sent you a link to a show in Portland by a band called Black Midi that I've seen that are pretty good. I sent it to you because I can't see it because they're not playing in LA.
I saw them.
Was it again?
They were good.
What?
I saw them, and they were good.
When did you see them?
At Pitchfork
When?
this past summer.
Oh, that's cool. Did you know about them before you saw them there?
I'd heard the name, but I didn't know them.
What made you decide to see them then?
One of the people that I was hanging out with there, one of my friends. Oh, actually, it was Ryan.
Oh,
Said that they were good and to go check them out, or he was going to check them out, and I should come. Sort of.
yeah, they're like a popular no wave band, which is great.
I'm checking them out now. I'm trying to find tickets.
Check them out.
Check them out now.
I've got it figured out.
Trying to find some tickets right now.
Gotta find some tickets to live in.
I'm waiting while they check for availability.
So I think that fairly soon here, I think I'm going to want to end this.
Okay, yeah, you can end it now. I need to go to bed.
But I saw
get
that
out of here.
you had something that you wanted to, it seemed like maybe you wanted to show, Max.
Nope.
Okay.
I'm just joking. Yeah, I just have this art.
Should I put it up?
Are they worth $32 a ticket?
I don't know.
I don't know.
In your opinion?
I mean, I'm not super familiar with them, but yeah, I think it's good to go see them because it's like the more popular they get, the more popular no wave can get.
I will say that
No wave.
they put on a good show, and it's cool to see so many people excited about them. Because it was pretty strange music, but they were also like really good musicians.
Yeah, they're great from what I've seen.
But I mean, if you are thinking about it and looking at tickets right now, maybe listen to their music first.
No. That's a crazy idea.
I'm gonna take a walk and smoke something that's legally sanctioned here in this state, and I'll listen to him and make my decision.
Oh, let me show you the full thing. This is going to be the
Ooh.
art. This is a collaboration. Like, I didn't draw these characters, but I did shade them. And then I did all the line work on the... I did draw the worm and the vegetable. And I did the text, and I did the line work on the background. Because it just wasn't really working for me. I wanted it to look more like 1990s Game Boy artwork, because that's what it is going to be, a Game Boy game. And it looked a little bit too like vector and modern. So I'm trying to get it to be more authentic.
How did you feel about matching somebody else's artwork to fit your worm and vegetable in there?
I didn't really do much to do it. I just drew them. I don't think they fit perfectly, but I think they're pretty close.
No, they work with it.
Mm-hmm.
They're a little different when you mention it, but I wouldn't have noticed if you didn't say it.
Yeah, I agree with that.
That's good.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, because I wouldn't really want them to stick out.
No, they blend.
I was going to say, that I think that it reminds me of like 90s like PC game box art.
It reminds me of Clerks, the cartoon.
I didn't really... Oh, I think I've watched that, actually.
Because it has a thick black outline of each.
Uh-huh. I'll show you what I was going for.
Yeah, it reminds me of like Reader Rabbit.
Well, I guess it's pretty close to what I'm going for.
I'm still tying knots now. I hate that.
Need to find a good example. According to DuckDuckGo, a 536 by 480 image is large.
536 what?
I would disagree with that.
What's the measurement?
Pixels.
Ah. That's not a large image.
No, it's not very large at all. In fact, I would call that
get
small.
Into DuckDuckGo, but that's not a good endorsement of them.
Yeah, DuckDuckGo is good at other stuff, but that's not correct.
Like privacy.
Okay, so this is what I'm going for.
I like that better.
I'm joking. This just came up when I was searching for what I'm looking for.
I like that.
I like it too, but not for this.
What am I looking at?
It's just like a...
What is that? Alien?
Sketched. Huh?
What is the alien?
It's Tatanga from Super Mario Land.
I really love the poop penis head.
That's a
I guess it's a
Goomba.
mushroom on the head.
Somebody's never played Mario, and it
I
shows.
have.
Okay, this is what I'm going for.
Yes, I've played plenty of Mario.
It's not going to be exactly like this, but I want it to be similar.
I think it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's really close.
Yeah.
Good. I think it's pretty close too.
I forget what the rabbit ears do in Mario.
It's only in that one game they help you fly.
I don't know that I have played that one.
You have to play it. It's really good. It's one of the only two Game Boy Mario games.
Oh, maybe I played it. I did have some Mario games. Or at least a Mario game.
I like a lot of
The
video
Game Boy.
game art, but it's just the time investment that I don't have. Like, I don't have time in my day to play video games. It makes it very
You
difficult.
could buy my video games for the art.
Yeah, like I just appreciate the artwork involved.
That's fine. You don't have to play it.
Can you experience it somehow without playing the game, or is that inherently part of the experience?
I watch people play video games on YouTube a lot if I don't feel like spending the time playing it, but I think it might have something I can learn from.
But it's also interesting because that still is a pretty big time investment.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
that's
but not
even
as much because
more
you don't have to like.
You don't have to go the wrong way.
Yeah, you don't have to learn how to play it.
I guess you could keep it in the background as well as you do other.
Yeah.
Then you're not really going to learn anything from it, so I don't recommend doing that.
I can learn pretty consistently from things in the background. Just
For me, that the
years.
process of like learning something from a video game is about learning different things like you can do in a level or taking a lot of screenshots is involved too, even though I actually almost never look at them, but I take a lot of them.
I guess I should say like listening to things in the background, like audiobooks while I'm doing
that's
things.
very different.
Yeah, it's very different. Yeah. I've never played a video game in the background.
Yeah. I don't think you could play a video game in the background. That would be a very unusual thing to do.
I tried. I lost at chess a lot as Hot Nose.
Do you consider chess a video game?
Well, playing it online. I guess technically it's a video game. It's not really a video game.
Did you guys play it against each other online?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I like forgot to make my move and lost.
True.
So I guess that's just what I was talking about. It's not really a video game. It's a stand-in for a physical game.
Yeah, I guess that is what I was wondering. Like, I could see you calling it a video game, but I wouldn't necessarily say I'm playing video games if I was playing chess.
It's a digital version of a game you would play on a board.
What's it a digital version of?
Chess.
Oh.
All right. I think it's about time.
Yeah, I'm about there. I think we should probably get going.
Thanks, anyone who made it to this point watching.
Did anybody?
I can't tell you that.
Okay.
Potato lady?
Yeah, I don't know. Nobody commented, so I can't tell who they could have been. I was just getting out of tune.
It was
Yeah.
nice hearing from everybody, though. It's
Yeah,
good
no,
to see you all.
It's nice to see you too. Yeah, we got some nice shows lined up next week, as we said. We'll be talking about the future.
The future of what?
The future.
From what you said, I thought we were talking about capitalism next week.
Yeah, no, that's part of.
The future
part
of
of it.
capitalism?
All right. I mean, yeah, we're going to be talking about a few different things about capitalism in the future and where we have our attention in the world.
Cool.
Cool.
Max is going to be one of the guests for that show.
There's another person who you know named Max.
Okay. I'll see y'all
I'm
later.
just
Thanks for being
joking.
here. That was that. Sure, thank you for coming down. That was that. Sure, thank you for sticking around. Hope we had some fun, 'cause now the show is done. So go on, get out of here.